Hello, I'm Linda Shiflett, Superintendent of Hampton City Schools, and it's my pleasure to be interviewing the 2012 all the high school valedictorians. And today with me I have Briana Atkins from Hampton High School. Good morning, Briana.
Good morning.
So how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am well. Why don't you begin by telling us just a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 17 years old. I have two sisters and two brothers, and I live with my parents. My dad owns a heating and air conditioning company, and he's from Barbados, and my mom is from California. So that's one very important part. We always travel to Barbados, and my grandmother also lives with us, and my uncle always stops by. We're very family-oriented.
It's wonderful to have an extended family there to support you. Now, I understand you have a very impressive GPA. What is it?
4.56.
Wow, that is great. So tell me a little bit about your high school career at Hampton High School. What have you been doing?
Well, I entered 9th grade at Hampton High School in the pre-IB program, and I took AP and honors classes for my 9th and 10th grade years, and then 11th grade and 12th grade I entered the full diploma program, and I take all diploma classes as well as three AP classes this year.
So what made you decide to go the IB route?
Well, at my previous school, I was in private school until 8th grade, and I didn't have many options to take any AP classes. You weren't allowed to take AP classes your freshman year. Sophomore year, you can only take one, and the honors classes were very limited, and I wanted to challenge myself more because I know I wanted to go to one of the best schools in the country, and I wanted to challenge myself, and I just wasn't getting that sort of challenge. So my parents looked into all the Hampton City schools, and we toured Hampton High School, and I actually really liked it. So I said, I want to go here. So
great. So what was it about Hampton High School that made your parents feel that this is the right place for Briana?
Well, there were a lot of options for my classes. I had, honors and AP, and then I had IB, and then also the staff is very supportive, and all the teachers are very nice. My mom even interviewed some of the students in IB about the program, and they were all really willing to talk to her and tell her everything, and I just felt comfortable.
What has been probably the most challenging course for you within the IB program?
Probably a combination between IB Psychology and IB Math SL. I took them in the same year, my junior year, and I had them back to back, so it was a little challenging because I had a lot of reading and questions answered for psychology, and then math. It was just challenging getting used to the formulas.
Now, you've had your wonderful senior year, so tell me, are there any really memorable events that happened this year?
Everything has just been really great. It's smooth. It's been very smooth. The whole ride has been very smooth. Homecoming was fun. It's just, I've had a great time with all my friends, just enjoying my senior year. Everything's been great.
Well, probably during the junior year, but especially during the senior year, there's a lot of angst about what college am I going to go to. So tell me a little bit about your college search and what you ultimately chose to do.
Well, since I play field hockey, the recruiting process starts technically in your 9th grade year. You start emailing colleges, and then your junior year you visit and you commit. So at first I started looking at Stanford, Syracuse, Georgetown, Yale, and I wasn't actually looking at Harvard at all. And I toured all those schools my junior year, and I did field hockey clinics there. And I thought I'd wanted to go to Stanford, but things didn't exactly work out. So over the summer before my senior year, I went to field hockey camp at Harvard, and I just fell in love with it. And then the coaches really liked me, so I committed to go there to play field hockey.
Now, you also got a scholarship, I understand. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It's an academic scholarship because they're not allowed to give any athletic scholarships, because just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you have any sort of special privileges to get in. You have to get in on your own merit, and you have to get an academic scholarship on your own merit.
So when you were going around visiting the colleges, did you have a checklist that you used, or was it some kind of a mental thing that you did when you were thinking about, checking off the things that you wanted to see, or was it more of an intuitive feeling for you?
It was a combination of both. I definitely had narrowed down the list. I wanted good academics, but I also wanted a good field hockey team. So that I had gone through all the schools who had Division I field hockey, and I had picked off the ones that I seemed interested in, and I researched them a lot online on the College Board website, and so I kind of knew what to expect. And then once I got on campus, there are certain things like I had to feel comfortable there. I had to feel like I could see myself there, and I had to feel like I could see myself there without field hockey as well as with field hockey, because in the event of an injury, I would want to stay at university. I wouldn't want to have to transfer. So I'd have to think, would I be okay as a regular student and also as a student athlete? And as long as I felt comfortable there, felt comfortable in the dorms, I also got to see most of the cafeterias. I felt comfortable in the cafeterias, and overall I felt at peace, and I felt the most peace when I went on Harvard's campus.
That's great. Now, I understand they have a new coach coming on board, is that correct?
Yes, we haven't found out officially yet who the coach will be, but we are getting a new coach soon, within the next month.
So have you met some members of the team already?
Yes, back in September I did what we call as official visit. So you go and you stay with one of the girls in their dorm, and you get to eat with them and go to practice and watch games. And so I got to hang out with the team and one of the freshmen, actually a couple of the freshmen, because they all hang out together. And so that was really fun. I got to kind of see, like, actually I want to live in the dorm that I stayed in, and the cafeteria is beautiful. It's huge, like almost like a cathedral-like building, and the practices and everything is just great.
All right, and so pretty soon you'll be making another visit up there, is that correct? Just kind of look at getting your courses together and maybe where you'll be staying?
I will try to go over the summer and see if they have a field hockey camp again. I'll go again to try to meet the new coach before preseason starts. But I think most of the courses and the rooming information is done like online, I'm pretty sure, because they're sending out our questionnaires. I think they send out packets and you can fill it in online as well. So I'll do that over the summer, I think around June.
Now, you've had quite a long career in playing field hockey, haven't you?
Yes,
Tell
I
us
started
about that.
playing when I was in 7th grade at Hampton Academy. I started playing in the winter and indoor, and then I progressed and I played for 2 different club teams, and now I play for Focus Field Hockey based out of Williamsburg. I've been playing for them for 3 years.
Well, it sounds like you might not have a lot of time for other hobbies, but do you have any other things that you enjoy doing?
Well, I am a part of the National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, Spanish Club and Spanish Honor Society, and I was junior class president my junior year. And I also do like a personal tutoring. One of the girls on my team, she asked me to help her, so I help her. And then I also, my parents have a business, heating and air conditioning, and I help them during the summer. Like as a summer assistant, I do filing and I'll answer phones.
Great. What about community service? Have you been involved in any community service?
Well, through all of the honor societies and the clubs, we do a lot of community service within the school. Like for National Honor Society, we do this thing called Adopt a Spot, where our area is in front of the school, and we go out, I think it's once a month, and we put on these bright orange vests, and we pick up trash, and we count the number of cigarette butts we find. So we clean up the whole area in front of the school. And Spanish Club, we do a lot of volunteering. Like for Fine Arts Night, we did all the food, and we serve the food. And as well, my dad, he has this little band, and he'll play in nursing homes, so I'll go with them, and we'll sing to the people in the nursing homes and play music.
What kind of music does your dad play?
Like a Christian, but like a Christian calypso type music. So he combines his Caribbean roots with like a Christian music to kind of, and it's really calm. So the people like it because they can clap their hands, but it's not too loud.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, Briana, do you have any role models or someone who may have served as a mentor to you?
Well, my parents definitely have been a big influence on my life. My dad, he came to this country with $24 in his pocket. He didn't even have a winter coat, and he came in the middle of January. And it's just, he's built up his business so much, and my mom alongside him, they work together in the business. It's them two, and we have 1 employee, so we keep it really small. And they just have really been inspiring because they've always been there supporting me and pushing me. And even though I've been independent since 1st grade, I told my mom, you don't need to check my homework anymore. They've always been, all right, well, we support you, and all right, as long as you keep getting good grades, you keep getting all A's, we'll leave you alone. And just been there to kind of help guide me and help me in any way I needed.
So what is it? You seem to have some kind of intrinsic motivation. What is it that guides you, that keeps you going?
Definitely, I think about what I want to be. I think about my future all the time. As a little girl, I used to plan exactly what I wanted to do with my life. And I think a lot of it has to do with, I feel like God has a purpose for me, so I'm trying to fulfill my purpose, and I'm planning to what I want to do and I want to achieve. So I don't want to just move through life and not make an impact or make a difference. I want to make a difference.
So what is it that you want to do with your life?
I would like to be an oncologist. My grandmother on my dad's side, who lives with us, she had breast cancer, and she's a 17-year survivor. So she had overcome breast cancer the year I was born. So if it wasn't for her oncologist fighting beside her, because it was a really hard struggle for her, then she would not have made it. I would have never even met her. So I feel really inspired by that, to become an oncologist and help people the same same way her own college has helped her.
That's great. Now, in the IB program, you do projects. Did you do anything focusing on your future career goal?
Well, for my extended essay, I combined more of the psychology side because I'm considering maybe majoring psychology because it kind of ties into medicine as well. And I looked at the difference between like an environmental influence and like a biological influence on sexual offenders, and to see if that impacted their behavior, like the victim-victimizer hypothesis is what's called, if the victim of sexual abuse or sexual predation will become a victimizer. So that kind of didn't really tie to medicine, but it looked at the brain and behavior, and so that is sort of what I would like to study.
That's interesting. Now, I recently went over to Hampton High School. IB had an art show. Were you part of that this year?
I was not a part of it. I did not take visual arts, but I did go through it, and it was amazing. It
was an amazing show. All right, so Briana, you have obviously been very, very successful in everything that you've done. What would you give as advice to some young person who may be just starting their high school career?
Don't be discouraged. There's time. You have time to, as long as you keep yourself organized and your time managed, and you decide that you want to do well, you can do whatever you would like to do. Yes, your teachers are a support system, the administration support system, but you also have to make a personal initiative to do well, and you will do well.
So you're going to be heading off to Harvard.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you're going to be very successful in your future career. Now, I want you to remember, we want to hear from you. We want to know what you're doing. Briana, it's certainly been my pleasure talking to you today, and we certainly wish you the best. Our next interview will be with Jonath Mariano from Bethel High School, the 2012 valedictorian.
Looking for ways to save money on gas and help the environment? The EPA wants to share some smart driving tips that could give you more miles per gallon of gas and reduce air pollution. Tips like replacing your air filter regularly and making sure your tires are properly inflated. And where possible, accelerate and brake slowly. Be aware of your speed. Did you know that for every 5 miles you go over 65 miles per hour, it's like spending about 20 cents more per gallon of gas? If you're shopping for a new car, look for the SmartWay certification mark to help you choose the cleanest, most efficient vehicle that meets your needs. If we each adopt just one of these tips, we'd get more miles for our money, and it would be a little easier to smell the flowers. For more tips and to compare cleaner, more efficient vehicles, visit epa.gov/smartway.
Climate change is threatening one of the most magnificent wild animals on the planet. Polar bears. They're struggling to survive. The ice is melting all around them, and food is becoming harder to find as they lose their hunting grounds. Climate change. It's happening right now, and it's leaving mothers weaker and unable to provide for their young. Polar bears are on their way to extinction. If we don't act now, most will die in our children's lifetime. But you can help change that. WWF is the only organization on the ground in over 100 countries, saving wildlife from extinction and fighting to save their habitats. If we don't act now, it could be too late for the polar bear. It's all up to us. Please go online right now.
Hello, I'm Linda Shiflett, Superintendent of Hampton City Schools, and our next interview is with Jonath Mariano from Bethel High School. Well, congratulations, Jonafaye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You are the 2012 valedictorian. What is your GPA?
4.45.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what kind of courses you've taken at Bethel High School.
Well, I've taken 8 AP classes, well, 2 my sophomore, 2 my junior, and 4 this year. freshman year I didn't take any, but.
Tell me a little bit about the AP courses that you've taken. Which ones?
Sophomore year, I took AP Psychology and AP World History. Junior year, I took AP English Language and Composition and AP US History. And this year, I'm taking AP Calculus, AP English Literature and Composition, AP Biology, and AP Government.
That's a very heavy course load. So which one of those courses might have been your most challenging?
My most challenging, I would say, is AP English, both language and literature, because it involves a lot of hard work and essays. And
you know, so many times young people think that students who are so academically talented that they never face a challenge. And so you just said you've had a challenge in one of your AP courses. What did you do to get through it?
Well, I had to manage my time wisely and know my priorities first.
Did you have anybody that helped you, a teacher or a friend, or did you just kind of plug away yourself?
Oh, definitely. My mother and my father. Yes, they're great support.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I came here to America in 2006. I was born in the Philippines, and my grandfather, he was a U.S. Army veteran, fought in World War II, so he was able to file a petition for my family to come here. And I'm an only child, and I love studying, school.
What's the biggest difference between schools in the Philippines and schools here?
Actually, we didn't have middle school there. It's 6 years of elementary school and 4 years of high school. And I would have been in second year college, well, after, because the school year there goes from June to March, so they just got out of school there.
Did they take some of the same kinds of courses that you would have taken here?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
We learn English there, starting kindergarten, because it's mandatory. Yes, so we do know how to speak English there too.
You certainly do. You do it very well. What has been maybe the most memorable thing that's happened to you as you've been in high school?
The most memorable? There's a lot, but I would like to say the academic banquets in the the end of the year. Those are very nice.
We always enjoy those too, because it's a great time to really honor the young people who've done so well in their academic studies.
Yes.
Now, I know that you've probably had a lot of colleges and universities looking at you. With a GPA like that, you know, I bet you've been recruited for a lot of colleges and universities. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your college search and where you looked, and then ultimately where you decided to go?
Well, my first choice was actually UVA, and I got accepted there. And the other two colleges that I applied for is the University of California, San Diego, and VCU. But my family and I visited VCU and UVA 2 weeks ago, and well, I didn't really like the campus of UVA because it's too close and quiet. And I grew up in the city in the Philippines, and I visit San Diego quite often too. So, and I liked Richmond. And plus the fact that UVA's not offering me any money, so, and VCU's offering me scholarships and stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. So, you've now made up your mind to go to VCU. What do you think you might major in?
Oh, I'm actually gonna major in biology in a pre-medicine track, and then after that, go to medical school, hopefully.
And so, when you grow up, what do you want to be?
A family physician.
Great,
Yes.
great. Anybody else in your family has done that before, or is there somebody that's kind of been a role model or mentor for you?
My mother, she was actually an accountant in the Philippines, but I'm not gonna pursue an accounting career because I love science. And actually I have aunts and uncles in the military. That's why I'm doing college ROTC. So after I graduate, I'm gonna be commissioned as an officer.
That's
in the
wonderful.
military.
Great. Now, I know you've been very busy at school with your studies. Do you have any extracurricular activities that you do at Bethel?
Yes, a lot of them.
Tell me about them.
Well, I've been in the junior RTC, the Army one, since freshman year. And I've been in the drill team since freshman year, and I absolutely love it. And I'm in the National Honor Society, Operation Smile, Foreign Language Club, and Scholastic Bowl.
So which one of those activities have you enjoyed the most?
I would have to say junior ROTC, yes, because I just love the people there.
You know, a lot of people maybe don't know what kinds of activities you do in an ROTC unit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we have regular classes too, because it's alternate, and we have it every other day. And we do PT probably once or twice a month.
And what is PT?
Physical training.
Okay, and so what's
Yes.
involved in physical training?
Well, the usual, you know, push-ups, sit-ups, and mile runs. But it's actually pretty fun. And if lucky, we get selected to the JCLC. It's a summer camp that's held at Fort Eustis. And I actually went freshman year. And in order to be eligible to, you know, apply for a scholarship, we have to go to summer camp at least once. So I did that and applied for the Army ROTC scholarship for college.
So how many scholarships have you gotten? You have the scholarship actually from VCU. Have you gotten any other scholarships at this point?
I did get the PTSA scholarship, the $1,000.
Great.
Yes, and I'm still waiting for the Army one, which should come soon.
Do you play any sports?
Not the varsity sports at school, but I am active outside of school too.
What kinds of things do you like doing in your spare time?
I absolutely love playing the piano.
Oh.
Yes, and cooking and swimming if it's warm outside, and yes.
Have you done any community service? I heard you mention Operation Smile. Tell us a little bit about some things that you might have done in forms of community service.
Oh, in Operation Smile, in Operation Smile, we raised money for children, destitute children who have cleft palate, and so they can have a surgery. And in ROTC, we do lots of community service there, especially the bell ringing and the Salvation Army, the Virginia Veterans Hospital, and such.
Now, you're a senior.
Yes.
And I know it's an exciting time for you. And I know you're probably very focused on what's next in college. But let's think for a minute about the young people that may be just getting ready to start high school. What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, high school is just a transition phase from middle school, and then because after high school they'll be by themselves. But it's not all worrying, stress, and academics. There's time for fun too, and sports if they love sports. And high school is just a great time to meet people and reflect and figure out who you are.
Now, you talked about what you want to do in college and what you think you want to do as you prepare for your career. What do you think are going to be the major strengths that you're going to carry through with you as you start going to college? And what are the things that maybe have helped you become who you are?
I would say my great support is just my family, as they've been through with me for the past, and present.
And so you've had a really strong network of your family. What about friends?
Friends, a lot of my friends too. Yes.
Do you know at this point if any of your colleagues, your friends from Bethel, may be going up to VCU along with you?
Actually, one of my best friends, she and I are actually planning to room together. Yes, since we think it's better to room with each other compared to rooming with a stranger, which you have to.
So as thinking about college, what do you think is going to be your greatest challenge as you go forward?
It would have to be the the priorities, because there's lots of activities you can do there, but I have to maintain my grades. And being away from home, that's a huge factor. So I haven't really been away from home. So that would be quite an adjustment for me.
Well, Johnafaye, somehow I think you're going to be a tremendous success in college.
Thank you.
You've certainly done a great job in high school, and we all want to wish you the very best and hope that you'll keep in touch with us so that we know exactly how you're doing. We're extremely proud of you, as I know your parents are also. And this concludes our first series of interviews with our young folks, our valedictorians from our high schools. And at our next session, we'll be doing our next set. And I hope you'll join us for that.